And welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast. It's Thursday night. I'm excited to be here. How about you, Tony? It's been a long but awesome week. I'm so glad that
Holy shit, it's been
we got a lot to talk about, but we have guests too, so we have to keep it to a minimal.
Yeah, so
they don't want to hear about us.
Don't
Everybody, I'm not trying to. I never try to. So
Go
I'm
to the
glad,
split screen. That's how it works.
so I'm glad that we're in the studio. Chris wasn't able to make it, but he is not. We continue to say this. Chris is not quitting.
Chris is like the weird stalkery girlfriend that like shows up when you really don't want him to.
But is he though?
And then he like never shows up when you really want him to. Like,
He
no,
was at
seriously, guys.
Tuscaloosa.
I have a girlfriend and she's really here. And it's like, no, she's not, dude. There's just a chair that says Chris. It's like, what the fuck?
It's just there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but you know, real life. What can you do when you got a 9 to 5 or
We
a
love Chris.
16-hour shift
We miss
or
him
whatever?
like crazy.
Yeah, I got to see him out at Tuscaloosa. I'm gonna mess that up.
Tuscaloosa.
Got an accent all of a sudden. All right, I'm trying to get the links and stuff. So
That's what I'm doing. I'm sending it to you.
yeah. All right, I already got it. You're late. All right, it's
Do
over.
you have Twitch?
Yeah, I already
All right,
got
cool.
it. All right, so anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We're professional, I promise.
We're total professionals.
So speaking of that, like today, halfway through my shift, I messaged Chase and I'm like, I need some pictures to put up a thing because I forgot to follow up with that because we've had so much going on.
Holy shit.
Not a good excuse, but it's the truth. Like I can just go off in another direction, completely forget what I was doing.
Louder says, howdy.
Hey, welcome.
Brother, you're going to love tonight's show.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So we'll hurry up and get into
Yes.
how's your week been, and
My
then we're
week's
going to introduce
been-
our guest.
Fucking insane. Holy shit. So,
You go.
obviously, anybody that paid attention to last weekend, we celebrated happily the Tuscaloosa.
Oh yeah.
Which was amazing. Of course, I was in 5 different places. The number keeps growing because everybody's like, you're everywhere.
You're at
So
3, 2, 1.
We're going to go with I was in 72 places Saturday.
You were there
uh,
for a little bit.
I was there from like 11 to like 2-ish.
And I know, and you sitting there like it was like
I'm
a
I
little
want to
kid.
watch the birds.
It was like a little kid. You could see the frustration growing. Like your face started to turn red. You're like, I just want to stay.
What's
No,
that?
that's what you get for booking yourself. Like I was like, I'm at
You know what?
Tuscaloosa. I'm staying there.
I'm
the
never
whole
doing
day.
that shit again. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, until next time, my friends. Until next time. I know better.
Yeah, funniest story. I actually didn't get the memo, but did get the memo. I was supposed to be at the farmer's market. And I'm like, do. So that didn't happen. So I hurry up, ran over to
I
the
know.
Wesleyan Woods campground so we could set up, our site and get stuff ready for that. Because I know it was going to be a crazy day. Mind you, this is after being up at 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. And I'm like, there was something I was supposed to be doing today. What was it?
Like, I hate that. The night before a big event or whatever we got going on, it's like, I'm
Right.
supposed to be sleeping. Come on, brain. How am I supposed to function tomorrow?
Right. So,
Look like I know what I'm doing.
anyways, I left Tuscaloosa and got back to the campground and set up PA through lines, do all of that stuff because we were in the big green building.
Yeah.
And then spoke about the Hope Thrift Store
Okay.
in front of about 60, 70 people from
Nice.
another church, which was really cool. And then watched like the old baptism, the old fashioned
Yeah.
where they like dunk them in the pond and like the fish.
I
and
can
nibble
just
it.
think
There's
of Oh Brother, We're Out There.
Right.
Yeah, that's in my mind right now.
You two soggy bottom sons of bitches.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it's been insanity. Finally have a first date of the Crystal Lefay podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
going to be
exciting.
August 25th is going to be our first day.
Yep.
We're still waiting on the table and the backdrop, but we have the chairs.
Everything is almost to go, which is really awesome. We got
Yes.
to see her briefly when we were setting up yesterday at the farmer's market. But my head was like, all right, where am I supposed to be at right now? I messaged her back. I'm like, I am excited about your podcast.
Right.
Please let me know if you need help with anything. So,
The answer is always yes.
yeah. So yeah, I'm working on a little like promotion thing for her.
So doing all that pre-production and going through stuff, obviously she did another live video in studio. And it was great because she says to me, she's like, I have to stir some more shit up because you're an amazing producer. And
oh gosh.
took a picture with me. And then, of course, we plastered it all over Facebook. because some of the religious folk don't like me talking to the devil lady.
Oh my god!
And I have to laugh because I'm like, it's a conversation.
It's a whole nother story there.
Totally different story. But how has your week been, Heather?
Oh, mine? It's been. This will explain it. Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express.
I had a day. Started back to work after an incredible weekend. You know, at Tuscola-Palooza, got to meet and get up to the stage, dance, have a great time.
Yeah.
A lot of freaking great energy out there. It was so much fun. The heat was melting me, but it was all right.
Oh God, the heat was fucking brutal. I don't know how anybody did that on stage.
Able to raise some money at my booth, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And just, it was a great time. I met a new friend. She rubbed my shoulders like right away. Like, now we're friends. We're going to go out for coffee.
Yeah, good old White Claw.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. You never know who you're going to be.
Wasted. What'd you do? Sniff the cab, didn't you? Shut up.
I wasn't drinking.
I'm going to go pee for me.
But yeah, it was a great time out there. Got to see a whole bunch of amazing talent.
Yeah.
There's lots of pictures up there, and it was cool to see some of my jewelry up on stage too. That was cool.
Yeah,
that was very
amazing.
cool. So I did all that, got back to work. I was working on projects. You know, I was so proud of myself. Got one done. A whole bunch of ornaments wrapped up, and then I found out they weren't supposed to be wrapped. I was like, I'm gonna kill something. Yeah, and then this came in the mail, and I was like, how fitting. So thank you, Mo. One of our listeners sent this to me, and a dear friend of mine actually sent the Hot Mess Express cup. So thank you. That was perfect for that day.
So speaking of that, Irish Girl Laughing says, happy Thursday, darlings.
Thank you.
And Louder Louder says, that's the price of popularity.
I guess. I suppose. But that was pretty much my week in a nutshell. Just a really great week. Oh, and Survivor Girl.
Yes.
Survivor Girl was, I had a great time doing that show too after because I was so ramped up on the energy from Tuscola-Palooza. I was like,
I did Guitar Fridays and died all the way through it.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
just like, I'm so fucking exhausted.
But enough about us.
Yes. Can we get to the important part?
So the Blind Riots are in studio.
Yes.
I know, Chase.
How's it going?
Cody. What, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, dang it.
And the third C is
Help me out, please. Colton, gosh.
We are the three C's, the three amigos.
The three of how many are in the band? Five?
Five total.
Five total.
There's two that couldn't join us tonight.
Gosh, dang it.
Dan Quinn and Caleb Fivey, who couldn't be here with us tonight, but they're rotating bass and guitar players with us.
Okay.
And,
All right.
And they're with us in spirit if they're not watching the stream. So
I knew that there was five, at least five of you guys up there because you guys killed it at Tuscola-Palooza. It was incredible.
It was a lot of fun. It was a fun event.
Yeah.
We didn't really know what to expect going into it. We were invited via the infamous Quick by Terry. So rock and roll Terry, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
And we just kind of said, hey, let's show up and let the event take us. And it was really fun. One of the more fun events that we're probably going to do this year. And we thoroughly enjoyed it. That was really cool.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
We were talking before we started the podcast how a lot of times everyone assumes if you're a local band or a local musician, you must be plugged into the local scene.
Right.
Right.
And you've seen everybody's show. And,
like, you know everybody.
Wrong answer.
No, totally wrong answer. Because you don't get to see anybody's show because when you're a gigging musician, you're always the one that's playing and you're not checking
right.
out. So these festivals are so cool for us and we enjoy it because you do get to see other people's show and who else is kicking around. And
absolutely.
And you get to catch the other band sets and kind of rub shoulders with those guys. We had a lot of fun. Yeah,
there was 9 bands total. The first to go out the gate were Turbulence.
Yeah.
And Heather Metal got up there, and I was like, heck yeah, go. So it was cool. And like I said, just to follow everybody, just continue to just kill it out there. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, that's why they're in the studio, because they're going to kill it in the studio tonight. No pressure, but don't fuck it up, all right?
They have been kind enough to come. Don't scare people already.
I'm not scaring
We're not
them.
even that
Hey,
far into the show yet.
I jammed the shit out of their
I know.
YouTube channel.
I know.
And I'm excited this spot for them to come play because, damn, just hearing them warm up
Mm-hmm.
in the studio, I'm like, oh, it's going to be good. Yeah.
That is one of the best parts about doing the podcast, which you think just talking and doing all the different things that we do. But honestly, getting musicians in the studio, comedians, all of our guests that we get to get in the studio and to help promote is one of the best parts of doing this show.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe we're already at 202.
Are we at 202?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's what you told me anyway. I only know when I show up. Yeah. So
Right.
202. So, but yeah, how long was your set exactly?
I think we played, what, 45 minutes? And then we begged and pleaded for an extra song, I think, you know?
You guys did, yeah. I was like, yeah. I was screaming from over at my tent, like way over there. I'm like, ah. I thought for sure I wasn't going to have a voice after all of that at all.
I never do when I go to those types of shows. I'm just like, there's 9 bands. And of course, if you've rubbed shoulders with any of those people, you're just like, fuck yeah. Like you were talking about.
Yeah.
Just get to see other sets and like I'm one of those guys where, it's the old school way where you're playing your guitar behind your head and jumping off stage.
You are too.
Pulling all kinds of different muscles that you didn't know you had, but magically they grew there because you're incorporating that in your set because you saw another band do that. And when I can do that, and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm old. So,
I was blissfully ignorant of the heat. I knew it was hotter than hot that day. But I'm like, whatever, like it's our set, I'm going to get up and just jam. So I started, I like to jump around and run around from back and forth. And all of a sudden I found myself just sweating just profusely.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
Heat
like,
was brutal.
This is some monkeys I can't put back in the barrel. Like now I'm just wet, you know? And so I'm looking back at the pictures that folks had sent to us. And, we were all having fun or whatever. But it was just like
a lot smaller.
someone looked like they just like tossed a 5-gallon bucket on. Like, it wasn't even like, but all in the name of rock and roll, I suppose.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine being up there though.
It was warm.
I went up last year to introduce the Sugar Punk Fairies, and that was enough for me. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm good. But you guys are up there. You're animated. You're moving around, doing your thing, getting the crowd pumped up. Yeah, it was warm. It was very warm.
Oh, that heat was brutal. I mean, we're throwing gear and setting up lines at the Wesleyan Woods campground.
Yeah.
And we're in an air conditioning room, but going from the van to the building, like you step outside and
Oh,
you're
I feel
like,
so bad for you.
Yeah.
You little whiny ass.
no, because
Like,
when you
really?
come out of the building, it's like someone hitting you in the face with a sledgehammer. Okay, fine, whatever.
It's okay though, because like there was a pond there. I could not. I swear, I was like, okay, Adam, I need you to watch my booth. Another band's going up. I'm trying to get up there to see everybody. At least 3 songs. I'm trying to make. But it was funny because we kind of crossed paths there, and I was telling you earlier. I was like, I think I knew you from another band, but I don't. So it was kind of a interesting meeting there.
Yep,
We've talked on Facebook.
Yes.
Setting this up.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, they're going to be on the 12th. I'm like, oh.
Small world.
Gosh, dang.
Gets smaller every day.
That's right.
Well, the thing is, too, like, I'm just now getting back from my season at work, so everything just kind of explodes. I'm so busy with everything that I forget. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I did book them for the 12th, didn't I? Come on, Heather, get your shit together.
That's why I always go back to you. Holy shit, we're getting stuff blown up in the chat already.
Oh, yeah.
Blacktooth83 says, hey-o! And then we've got CMDRV Vanith says -5V, whatever that is.
All right.
-5 volts, I guess.
That's player Caleb.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
All right.
Also, Adam's tuning in on YouTube saying, sounding great. Oh, you haven't heard anything yet.
No.
We're not there yet.
We need
And
to
John-
shut up and let these guys play it.
And John says, I
Plenty
can
of
see
time to disappoint
Heather.
you.
I can see Heather on Heather's camera and Tony's monitor. The world is not ready for 2 of her. You're not wrong. Way to call me out, man.
That's
Way to
right,
call me
that's
out.
right.
You're right. You're right.
So, can we have a first song of the night?
Hold
We
on.
certainly can.
No.
Hold on 1 second.
No, I don't
No.
want to. No.
Hold on a minute. So I wanted to say before we get too far in, and I'm trying not to pull, like I do that. Thank you guys for this incredible
Yes.
show. I love it. And you also have one on as well. Very cool. Very
No,
cool.
we just wanted to thank you folks for having us, and
Oh.
we truly believe now that we're getting out and playing more and seeing more of what's around, that Mid-Michigan really does have just a fabulous local scene for musicians, very underrated.
Yeah.
People talk about Detroit and people talk about Grand Rapids, but the Tri-City area really is blessed with a lot of great talent. And so we're just happy to be a part of something like you folks have going on here, where you take interest in that and
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and help
always.
spread that truth. You know what I mean? And
Support local, baby, all day long.
absolutely,
for sure.
yeah, for,
For
sure.
sure.
So no, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead. I know you're like eager, chomping at the bit. You've been listening to them for a while. Usually we go a little
Jamming
bit
the
more,
shit out of these
talking.
guys.
But I know you guys love the music as well. So let's get into a first song
Yeah.
by the Blind Riots, you guys. And also, you can get these shirts. Where can they get these shirts at?
We do have a Bandcamp page.
Oh, awesome.
Probably the best way though to get one. Truthfully, just come on and see a show. Just come on.
There you go.
and hang out with
see
us.
Go
the
support.
show.
That's our bread and butter. We like to have fun. We like to play shows. We like to drink beer. We like to meet everybody.
Yeah.
If you come to one of our shows and you think we're like even tolerably cool, or even just don't suck. Let's have a beer. Let's what music are you into? What other bands are
Yeah.
you going to see that are local and around? And we've been really fortunate to meet some great people and to have a lot of fun over the last call it 2 years or so. So
Awesome.
come see us, and you never know. You catch us at the end of the night. Maybe you get a discount on a shirt. You know what I mean?
There you go.
All right, cool.
Well, we're excited to have you guys here, and we will get the links or whatever to get your music, anything else. I know
No,
that our
for sure.
listeners love that.
Let me plug for sure.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead, yeah.
So we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, we're on Amazon Music, YouTube. Everything's out there just for free if you just want to listen to it. We just encourage that. We do sell physical CDs at the shows. If you're a physical CD person, we sell them pretty much at cost. We just want to get them in people's hands.
Yeah.
The shirts for certain. Come out and see us have a shirt. We have the shirts on Bandcamp. And at this point, we're just trying to spread the love and let people hear the music. And if you dig it, cool. And if you don't, let us know why. We're working on the next record, so we actually have a follow up to, I guess, what we should talk about the first record first. It's called Quarter Century Crisis. We put it out like smack dab in the middle of COVID, thinking that COVID was going to go away. So we recorded the record, and we're just like, this will all blow over in like 2 months. So let's post a record, and I'm sure we'll just go out and we'll just do tons of shows and promote it. And that didn't happen. So we're kind of out really playing shows and promoting that effort now.
Yeah.
But we're sitting on another an EP about 5 songs or so that we've had done for a while. But we just kind of want to let this record breathe. We kind of want to let folks just sort of enjoy what we're doing here. And we don't want to forsake these songs that we worked on just because we have new material in the works and stuff. So yeah, we're going to play some tunes off that record.
All right.
So you want to do Rot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
It's a good one.
So my stump speech whenever we play this one live is I say this is a song about being broke and knowing that it's all your fault.
I see your face, lower your pace. For your soul that's multiplying. You tend not to believe you can look on, touch or see. But tell me, is it worth your dying? You and me, we got jobs to do and bills to pay. We're broke as hell, and we only have ourselves to blame. We're dying here, somewhere around our souls are fading away. But you got me here the right way. The best that you gave, they're all the same. After all you're just supplying, there ain't no saving grace once you've gone and had that taste. But tell me, is it worth the lying? Whoa, you and me, we got jobs to do and bills to pay. We're broke as hell, and we only have ourselves to blame. We're dying here, Soon we'll ride our souls to fade away. But you got me here the right way. Ow! You and me, we got jobs to do and bills to pay. We're broke as hell, and we only have ourselves to blame. We're dying here, soon we'll ride our souls to fade away. But you got me here the right way. You and me, we got jobs to do and bills to pay. Broke as hell, and we only have ourselves to blame. We're dying here, so we'll ride our souls and fade away. But you got me here the right way. Ow!
Something like that.
Heck yeah. That is freaking awesome. That was another one that I was
Justice
jamming on YouTube. Like, it's amazing. Good stuff. Thank you guys so much.
We're trying. We'll see if it comes to fruition, but we're actually in some discussions with a local rapper about doing kind of like some remix to Ignition with that. Maybe bringing someone in on the verses. but
Nice.
We'll see.
Nice. That'd be
It's kind of
awesome.
a pet project of mine. I don't mean to let the cat out of the bag on that one.
Sometimes it's too exciting though. Like
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, I gotta talk about this, but then you're like, damn it, I should have waited. I know how that feels.
Oops.
How's
Holy
this-
cow, you
is
guys
this
are getting
better?
lit up on chat right now.
Yeah.
Louder says awesome. Blacktooth83 says nice. And Irish Girl Laughing is clapping. So
Rock and roll. We
Yeah.
appreciate all you guys.
Yeah. They're loving it. Sounding good. Sounding great. They're saying over here on YouTube. Don't forget, guys, that we are not only on YouTube, we're on Twitch as well.
Yep.
We're live on Facebook right now.
Live on
Right?
Facebook.
Also, this will be re-aired over on solidstateradio.net over in Lapeer at the Lyric Mall. Sean and Adam over there, we thank you guys for re-airing all of our
We gotta get 'em over
craziness.
there. These guys
We've been
are just
talking,
amazing.
yeah, we gotta get them over there. We've been talking about getting Sean and Adam back in the studio as well. So on the first record album,
yeah.
how many songs are on that one?
Oh gosh, so we
I gotta put you on the spot here.
11 originally.
11.
The new version has 14.
yeah. So
Oh, wow.
if you go onto our iTunes or our Spotify, we actually we just I don't want to say re-released it, but we just re-uploaded it. It was 100% self-produced, so we recorded it ourselves in our house. In Diener's house, and
Nice.
and we basically just wanted to teach ourselves to record. And I say we, but it was Cody really put pedal to the metal, and we wanted to do it all at our own pace and do it at home. And we kind of did it through COVID. But
the best way to
afterwards,
do it,
we're like,
man.
we probably could tweak this better and mix this a little better. So what we've just uploaded is the record that's been touched up, remixed, a little more attention to the mix, and then we've actually put a few bonus tunes on there.
Nice.
And one of them is a cover of Iron Maiden's "The Trooper."
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also from the time that we finished the record until the time that we redid the upload, I had gotten married to my beautiful wife Brandy,
Nice.
and so one of the songs on the record actually was a tune that we had wrote as our wedding song. She wanted me to pen a song for her to walk down the aisle to, so that's called
cool.
"Love Grows Strong." So you can actually find that on the bonus edition. So I think 13 altogether.
No, there's 14 because we'll die alone on there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
There
14
you go.
altogether. Yep. We know our
Wow.
shit. We promise.
That's okay. I do the same thing all of the time. I'll be on my other podcast going, what episode am I?
Yeah.
Like during the live stream, I'm like, what episode is this one? I don't know.
Vanis says, solid as always, boys. Wish I could have made it tonight. And louder throws up some horns.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, You guys were definitely one of my absolute favorites at Tuscaloosa. It was
Thank
so
you.
much
That's saying a lot,
fun.
'cause there's a lot of really great bands there.
There was a lot of really great bands there, but I was like, heck yeah. Like you said, you're up there moving around. I know at one point you're like, sorry about that. I don't know what happened up there, but I heard it over in the booth. I was like, I want to know that story, but I don't want to put you on blast here.
I think Dan actually was rocking so hard that he unplugged his bass cable twice through our set.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I like to stand on the monitors too. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
I think that might have been.
Yeah.
Oh,
And obvious.
it was because the mic was feedback.
So listen, I run sound. Like I'm a wedding DJ. Like I know how PAs work. I know you're not supposed to stick microphones into speakers.
Right.
But
Yeah.
You'd think, but there I was, right? And I could just tell the guy behind the board, like this knucklehead.
Yeah.
But more than once, I found myself doing it. There it went, and the poor guy in the crowd. The crowd always looks at the sound guy like, "Fix this sound, man."
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah. But they don't realize that really, it's like there's no force of nature that can stop a microphone being 3 foot away from a wedge monitor. Like the only thing you can do is kill the signal. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they complain because they couldn't hear my voice.
Yeah.
So that's a thankless job. If you know a sound guy, man, buy that guy a beer. Cause,
Yeah.
Especially if the set sounds great. Like, thank this dude, right?
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
we love playing the Hamilton Street Pub.
Yeah.
It's because Juan, their longtime sound guy, just knows how to run sound, man.
Yeah.
And it's one of the perks. Sometimes you go there and it's a great night. Sometimes you go there and it's it could be a dead bar some nights, but every time you go there, man, the band sounds great. And
Nice.
because you got a guy behind the board. I'd say the board, but he runs it from an iPad now.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
knows what's up, and it makes the world a difference. It really
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
from the big. When I first met this guy,
Trial by
7 years
fire.
ago,
Trial by fire.
He was playing in a blues band, which I'm not dogging on that because I love blues. But he's like, hey, go sit behind the soundboard and do that. Just when it does this, just move this or do that. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know how to do this shit, but I'm gonna look like I do. I'm gonna pretend. So you can see in the videos when the singer would peak, I'm sitting there just going. You can literally see me just like, stop fucking doing that, man.
Stressing.
Yeah.
Well, and we
That was
did
funny.
a studio record. I think there was like probably 22 or 23 songs. Like an older dude, like he'd been doing this off and on for most of his life as a hobby. Dude didn't know anything about talking into a mic or singing into a mic because he'd always be like, and
Yeah.
the rest of the band's like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is he doing?
Like, we're all session musicians. We've done this stuff for years.
Yeah.
And he's just like, take my band. What? We're for hire, man. You're paying us.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty interesting though. So yeah, I agree with you. Anybody that does sound, it is definitely a thankless job, and it's
100%.
like, oh my gosh, I did that. You put me on that twice.
Yep.
And I don't know why I agreed to it a second time.
Because I was
did.
playing on stage.
Yeah, he's like, oh, just help me set up. Yeah. You can have fun. Yeah. So anyway, so what shows do you guys have coming up? So we can plug those
so
too.
we're so kicking off this weekend. We're taking over the Millington Beer Tent. So I'll be your DJ for the Millington Beer Tent tomorrow night, and then Saturday we're bringing the Blind Riots in to rock out, cover
yeah.
tunes and original stuff for the Millington Old Fashioned Days. The following weekend we're playing out at Willow Springs, which is actually a golf course club, but we've for whatever reason we just had the best time playing out there over the last couple of years. We do acoustic sets.
Cool.
Colton
Nice.
actually has a cajon drum kit. Where he builds it out, and we built a little porta stage for it. It's a monstrosity. It really is.
Yeah.
And we go in and do the whole like MTV Unplugged thing.
Nice.
And,
Cool.
Good friends of ours run the place and work there and own the place, and so we kind of started going out there at first just to have beers with them and have fun. And over
Yeah.
time, it's become a really fun night.
That's too cool.
So if you'd like to come out and see a show and maybe over dinner and maybe a show where you sit and have some drinks and it's the whole unplugged thing, I would highly recommend. It'd be Friday. Let me find the date here.
That's all right. See, I put you on the spot. I
Oh,
do
you're
that.
good. No, this is good though.
I'm good like that. I do the same.
yeah. We do that all the time. We're just like, so.
This would be Willow Springs Golf Club though,
Yeah.
and it would be it's on Vassar.
Oh, okay.
In Vassar, in between like Vassar and Millington, and it would be the 20th. It's a Friday night. We'll do the unplugged show there. And then from there, probably the next notable gig would be we're going to be at the Vault. We're going to open
Oh,
up
yeah.
for Rock Brigade, which is the Def Leppard tribute band.
we
And
love
so-
the Bills over at the
The
Vault.
Bills are awesome at the Vault. We've had them on the show actually before. and that's
I'm
right.
excited to go play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice place. Like they've done yeah.
Yeah.
They love their bands.
I'm embarrassed to say I haven't gone yet. We talked about the whole when you're gigging, you don't
Yeah.
see shows.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And Bill has been so gracious and messaged us many times saying, "Hey, come down and do a
Yeah.
walkthrough and come
Yeah.
and check out the show." And,
Very cool.
We just been out just busting hump on the road, and we haven't got down there to see anything yet. So I hope maybe you guys can go see something before we actually play there. Truthfully, probably the first time I'll go there is when we play there, which I'm
Yeah.
embarrassed to say because I hear it's just awesome.
It's awesome.
But
Yeah, it's a great venue to play at.
yeah, but we're I'm not sure how he thought to reach out to us, if it was through Chris or through who it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just very thankful to be able
That's
to have
cool.
an opportunity to go up there and
Yeah, the
experience
Sugar
it.
Punk Fairies are going to be playing there also, and a lot of the Mercurials I think they've
Yep.
played there. So yeah, and I think the best part about the Vault is that they are musicians as well, so they know how to treat you guys and make sure that you have a good time. So a lot of fun out there.
Absolutely.
So if you guys please go over to their Facebook page, you can see all of the upcoming events and things that are coming up. So go support, go get your t-shirts, go get your music, go say hi, maybe get them some beers.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah,
Support local.
So how long have you guys been playing for?
Good question.
Like,
so
this band.
There's a lot of answers to that one.
Yeah. So,
Okay. All right.
so I'll say my right hand man, but he's to my left. Me and Mr. Diener, we've known each other since high school. We've been playing guitar together since we've been 15, 16 years old. But for the longest time, it was just a hobby. It was just something we did. And even in our early 20s, like guitar and drinking beers was something fun to do, but it wasn't. We didn't take it very seriously. And then I think we both went and bought a house, and we got jobs, and we did the normal things that you're supposed to do in life that aren't playing guitar and drinking beer and having fun. and
Upstanding citizens,
and
right?
it was just our escape, right? And then
Yeah.
eventually we're like, you know what? Like, we want a band. Like, let's do this. Like, we want to actually go out and we want to do some shows because we were very content for a very long time, just being in the living room and just having fun with it. And that's when we got hooked up with Colton, and we played with a lot of different guys over the years. A lot of friends of ours who had stepped in and just played the instrument just to kind of help us be whole and be a band and stuff.
Yeah.
You skipped high school to try out for the band, didn't you?
Yeah. But I say that
Kind of.
the band you see now, the Blind Riots, and like the music we're doing now and the show we're doing now, probably 2 or 3 years, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. So, and we're having a lot of fun with it, and we're just enjoying it, and if that's all that ever comes of it, then great,
Right, that's what it's about, to be able to put out your music, but also meeting people
Yep.
and them coming out and supporting. That's probably the best part about doing the podcast is getting to meet everybody and hear the music that you guys are creating. Like, it's appreciated big time.
Yeah,
And,
to those at home listening, like go see a show, man. Like even if you're not a bar person, even if you don't drink,
Yeah.
because I've just met some of the coolest people. The people that will go to a local rock show are just real deal salt of the earth folks, man.
Yeah.
And they're some of the best people. And even if that's not your scene to go out and party and drink or whatever, if you're into the music, like birds of a feather flock together.
Absolutely.
You're gonna find cool people and you're gonna find friends.
And music's universal.
Absolutely.
Like, no matter what our differences, we can have a conversation, and
Yep.
music usually is one way to do that.
100%.
For sure. What you got over there?
B-Jack sat his always said, wow, it says always
what he
support
typed?
local. Yeah, no, it's Brian.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah.
Hey, Brian.
Totally fuck his name up
Yeah.
every time on Twitch. If people want me to pronounce this
B-Jax.
shit, I'm just like, you do realize I only went to
Yeah.
the 3rd grade, so there's that.
Oh, gosh. Speaking of musicians.
Yes, exactly.
He's a bass player.
Yeah. He
Very
says
cool.
100% of on the local shows, so many great experiences. And B-Jack attacks. Okay, yeah. See,
There
look.
you go.
I suck at spelling too. You got to do that shit to me. Thanks, man. I'm just going to
helping
call
you
you
out.
Attack.
He's helping you out.
Jack.
Jack Attack. Oh, man. Everybody's getting a new name tonight.
That's right.
You can't
Fuck it.
remember it. You're getting a new name.
I'm
Whatever.
butchering it.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, and it's got to feel different too now after COVID, getting out and playing. A lot more support, a lot more people getting out because they want to be. They want to see people play and experience that stuff.
You really knew it was a thing. So like some of the venues, we call them kind of speakeasy venues, right? like when we were still kind of in COVID, but we were starting to work our way out, and there were some of the venues saying like, screw this, we're putting on a rock show, right? And you could just tell like the hunger of people, man. Like they were just like,
oh yeah,
how much they needed it. And like after a good night out, to just see some live music and just to hang out with other people.
Yeah.
And, how it was just so needed for their souls, And so for sure. And I think that with the big venues being closed for a while, and with the DTs and the Little Caesars not being open for a while, I hope that folks have a little bit more appreciation for some of these smaller venues that were low key being open.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
We help support some of those ones because during COVID we're just like, you know what, we're doing a metal show. We're doing a rock show. We don't
They could
care
do a limited show and they could do it with
Right.
restrictions where you couldn't do the big shows, right? And
Right.
the Foo Fighters and Santana were staying home, but you could go see the 99 or you could go
Yeah.
or whoever,
Right.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
And so hopefully that it kickstarts a few things for a few people. So
Yeah, that's cool.
Without a local scene, there won't be the big venues and whatnot. So,
Right.
I mean,
That's true.
having bands like you guys that are just literally getting in and stirring the pot and writing great music and doing kick-ass shows. I mean, that's what it's about, man. So many times.
Absolutely.
Awesome stuff.
So one of my favorite questions to ask bands is, what is one of your most memorable shows? Like an experience or something with somebody that was there to hear you guys play or something like that.
oh man,
I know.
I'm gonna let you guys go first. I
Not necessarily the venue, but just something that sticks to comes to mind.
I don't know if I can talk about that stuff.
Uh-oh.
oh man.
Oh, I'm not trying to break anything up or nothing. Like I'm not about that.
It's technically illegal, but
Oh,
had some pretty good times with a certain band starts with a T and ends with a C. Tantric.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good time.
So bring the mic closer and talk about that.
Yeah, those are things we probably shouldn't say.
Yeah. But that's a memorable show that you had, so that we can stick to that. Sorry, guys, you don't get the details.
Pretty awesome for me.
Festival
Yeah.
Palooza was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, for
I,
sure.
One time, how my wife and I became engaged, we were vacationing in Florida, and we decided when we backtracked to Michigan that we'd stop and stay a night in Nashville, and that was a fun night. We went to Legends Corner, and I had set up the proposal with the house band that night.
Oh, cool.
Gosh, we got a plugger, but I forget her name. They were fantastic though.
I got it. I'll look it up.
It happens.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Ashley, if I remember right.
basically, I just messaged him ahead of time and said, "Hey, you're the house band there that night. I'm thinking about popping the question to my girlfriend now wife, and is this something you can make happen for me?" And so we showed up, and I was just thinking because I'd been down to Nashville before, and like the bands are okay, but they're not like stellar, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And these guys were like stellar.
Amazing. Yeah,
and
that's
they
awesome.
just totally took blind faith in me. I literally wrote in the message like, "Trust me, let me do this. I don't suck." And they were just like, "Okay,"
Oh, nice.
It was Amanda Daughtry.
Amanda Daughtry.
Okay, there you go.
And she was just a sweetheart, and she, I think she was getting ready to go on tour with Alan Jackson, and she was at
Yes.
Legends
Oh,
Corner
wow.
that night,
Nice.
just doing a set. And they just rocked, and they let me get up there and do some tunes with them and do my proposal on stage. And
Oh wow.
probably one of the most memorable nights for me playing was doing that in Nashville. So
Wow.
Yep, yeah.
That's awesome.
Child of mine with them, and it was awesome.
yeah. Well, we were pretty tuned, so we thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. Well, would you guys mind playing another song?
Oh, totally.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Louder Louder says writing music is fun, but performing music is funner.
Funner.
And Vanna says the Tantric show was lit.
There you
It
go.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Did you have a memory before I cut you off with that? Did you have one that you can talk about?
I think the first one was when we played that show with, was it 3 Minutes to Oblivion?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It was-
gosh, yes.
Man, that was a good show.
Yeah.
It was basically our first like real music venue.
Yeah.
You know.
Shout out to those guys, man. 3 Minutes to Oblivion. They, I'm not sure really where they're at in their career right now, but they're good guys, and they're kind of bypassing the whole we're gonna play the bar thing. Like I think they're going straight for the record deal,
Right.
and they had basically set up a show where they rented out the whole Buick City Event Center, and they brought in a lot of local talent to like open for them. And I think they were doing like an album release sort of concept thing, and they just wanted to like go big. Unfortunately, the Buick City Event Center was like on its way out. They had booked this, kind of arranged this whole thing, and then all of a sudden, like the venue found out that like curtains, right? but they still wanted to go through and do it. But it was like you're talking about like the vault, like legit stages, legit sound, green rooms.
Yeah, we had our own room.
It was everything a local band ever wants to like be a part of, right? All the cool stuff. And yeah, I totally forgot about that. But I think those guys are still kicking. I think they're making music.
Didn't they change their band name?
I think different band name, yeah.
Is it? Oh gosh, I feel bad. This would be a great time to plug them, but they're good dudes. Music's awesome.
Reach out to those guys. We'll get them on the show here. For
Oh
you.
yeah, for sure.
Heck
They're
yeah.
awesome.
You wanna play this song?
Well, Tony said his favorite song is Gasoline, so I feel like we have to play that for him.
You're gonna make me play them solos on an acoustic?
We didn't plan to play this song, but we're already in drop tuning, and he had told us beforehand that it was his
I'll do my
favorite
best.
jam.
I love this song, man.
All right.
The TV's growers, they talk about missions of heroes who soar. There's an evil from foreign lands in divine holy war. Could the truth be a secret that few will speak of a sin? Beneath the cover of blinding flash, it's all gasoline. Come on. The endless war, the conquest of their dreams. The color of all justice turns to green. We'll fight so long to never see the end. Stand in the name of God to defend. Gasoline, it's all about gasoline. It's always been gasoline. Will always be gasoline. The boogeyman, the terrorist, the antichrist of the year. Go kill for Christ and democracy. That what you're told to fear. Our sons and daughters will die today for the rich man's dream. There's no one left to hide a prayer. Thanks to gasoline. Come on. These endless wars, the conquest of their dreams. The color of our justice turns to green. We'll fight so long to never see the end. Stand in the name of God to defend. Gasoline, it's all about gasoline. It's always been gasoline. Will always be gasoline. Ow! Gasoline! 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 Your gasoline!
Hell yeah, that was badass.
I appreciate you.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Wow.
That just, it's even better live. I'm
All
not gonna
right,
lie.
cool,
That's
cool
just
off, guys. Cool off.
kick ass. And dude, you killed the solos. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, there you go. You deserve that beer.
He's like, "Fuck you, man. My fingers are screaming right now."
You get that, you know.
No, seriously, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, that was
No, of course, yeah, no.
wow.
Listen, we like all of our sons. They're all our children, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, so,
exactly.
yeah. So when people say like, "Oh, like this is our favorite," we're like, "Well, us too." Like, Quinky-dink, you know what I mean? Like,
Weird. We like that one. We've created that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, and that was funny too, because going through my YouTube channels and whatnot, in like the next suggested video, because I try to pay attention to a lot of the local scene stuff, because like you said, when you're out doing venues and stuff, it's
Yeah.
very hard to keep track of like new and upcoming bands. And I say that with respect because you guys have been out on the scene for a minute. But of course, there's so many new bands coming out every day, every month, every year. So when you guys' stuff came out, I'm like, the Blind Riots, that's a pretty badass name. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta, you know, and what was it? Mick Mars, the character said, you know, if it's a shitty name, it's a shitty band. So if it's a cool name, it's a cool band. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give these guys a listen. And the first song that came up was Gasoline, and I went, fuck yeah, I can get down with this all day long. And then I think Rot was the next one.
Sure.
And so I just went through your guys' whole catalog, and I'm like, Heather, listen to this.
He did too.
We
He's like,
gotta
you gotta
get these
listen to these
on this
guys.
show.
we
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
Terry mentioned that, you know, we should get you guys on. I'm like, all right, let's message. Let's see if we can do this. So,
I like,
yeah.
please come on, Theo.
I'll appreciate it.
That
No.
right there is why I do most of the booking. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I are
So-
a good speller.
Yeah.
So, what is the, if you want to share the story behind the
Sure.
band name? I'm curious now.
That's a complicated subject, and maybe this will
Okay.
change. And you tell me. So you tell me as media people, but so some of my favorite bands, you know, growing up, and bands that I'm fans of now are people that don't necessarily spill their guts. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I think there's a certain beauty in what people that listen to your art interpret it to be for themselves.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
know that as a young man myself, sometimes I would find out like the meaning of a song,
Yeah.
or why somebody named an album or a band something, and in my mind it was something totally different. When I found out the truth, it almost stole that from
Yeah,
me. Right? So
yeah.
that sounds pompous. It sounds very like, oh my goodness, like this guy, he thinks he's so cool, like he doesn't want to talk about what his songs mean or whatever. And I certainly can understand that, why people think that it just sounds full of yourself. But it really truly is more important to me what it means to
Yeah.
the people that hear it, right? So I've heard people say that like it's political. I've heard people say like, you know, oh, I think it means this, or I think it means that, and I'm like, cool, that's really cool to hear that. So like,
Right.
so what does it really mean? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you.
No, it's not for me to tell. That's why I put it that way. I'm like, if you want to share that, because I don't know.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, that's cool though.
For sure. And so maybe that's a foolish way to look at it. Maybe we should just start being more
I mean,
transparent.
The simple answer is originally at one point we decided we wanted to change the band name, and then we
Yeah, we
Stop that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yep.
I always
Right.
like that open interpretation though, because I mean, that, to me, it's art. It's meant to be expressive,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, who knows? You start out with a band name meaning one thing, and then as you
be
evolve
something
and become
different.
more mature musicians
Sure.
or whatever, then it kind of takes on a whole different perspective. Because like, look at Soundgarden.
Yeah.
You know, it started out with, okay, this is a cool name, and then as they progressed as musicians from like, you know, what was it, Super Unknown to all these other records that they put out, it was like, holy shit, like Soundgarden's taken on a totally different
Oh,
meeting. And
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, with Chris Cornell being the lead singer, holy shit, that guy can sing his ass off.
Well, and he was a master too of writing lyrics that
Oh,
were
God,
that were
yeah.
just poignant enough to where you could hear his message, but were just vague enough to where you could make up your own mind.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a skill I hope to develop someday. You know, yeah.
Well, keep writing great songs like that.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with people going, this fucking song is great.
Right? For sure. Wow.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've always liked about some of the local bands. Like, you know, when you have a great song that you share with everybody and you go, man, like you were talking about, this song just means this to me, or I interpreted it this way. Like Gasoline just punched me in the face. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
This is where, like, you know, the first time you heard, and I love the shirt that you're wearing,
Yeah.
Rage Against the
Yeah.
Machine. 'Cause
Sure.
The first time I heard that band, I was like, holy shit, like, bow, wow, chicka, chicka, wow. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? This
Yeah.
is great.
Well, if you were able to would have stayed, you would have heard them kick off with some Rage.
I know.
Yeah, that was
I'm so
great.
ashamed.
We did,
great.
and we didn't necessarily. That wasn't necessarily the plan, but we got to Tuscaloosa, and like all the bands rocked. Don't get me wrong, but almost everybody was like the first few bands, like they definitely were like opening up with like the golden oldies, so to speak. Right?
Yeah,
There was a lot of like 70s and 80s rock, which I listen. my favorite music.
Yeah.
When I go
Right,
home, when
right.
I go home, I listen to Zeppelin and Cream
Yep.
and you know, Pink Floyd and stuff. My jam. Not knocking
Yeah,
it at all.
right.
But I'm
Right.
like, we were getting ready to start or whatever, and I'm like, guys, like we just need to drop the power chords. You know.
Open D.
Yeah. You know, and someone had to kick it off for the night and not play Brown Eyed Girl. Like someone had to do that. Like, you know, I'm just teasing. All the bands are awesome. You know,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't mean to say that anyone's set wasn't cool or whatever. But we
Right.
definitely like want
Right.
to come out and say like we're here to fuck shit up. Like we're here. That's
the way it needs to be.
It's exactly what you said too.
I mean, when
Yeah.
you're the big dick in the locker room, not that I know what that's like,
No,
but when you
no.
drop it on stage and go, we're here to fuck shit up.
Whether we were good or bad or ugly, like we just wanted to be loud. You know what I mean? Like you know,
Yep.
you're gonna hear us even if you hate us. Like we're gonna be loud.
Yes.
In
That's
your
that rock
face.
and roll thing, man.
Yeah.
Like Metallica said, we don't care. We're just gonna play louder and faster, and you're either gonna like us or hate
Yeah.
us.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
that's fucking great, man.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that was a great opening for sure. Yeah, I was wondering. I always am questioning, wondering all kinds of things. You know, I'm like, all right, you guys, get up there, start out with that one. So, what was the original plan then? Were you going to start with one of your originals, or?
These guys hate it, but we make a set list, and then as soon as we start, I turn to them and I'm just like, yeah, the set list doesn't mean shit. Here's what we're doing. Because I don't know. I get up there and maybe it's the wedding DJ in me or whatever, but I do like the reverse age thing. I like look at the crowd and I'm like, okay, like what was the jam when they were like maybe graduating high school or like starting college or whatever, and or I might I'll watch the sets before and see like what interaction is to certain things other bands do,
Right.
and I try to like work around that to try to, because you know we're entertainers at the end of the day. Like we're playing for ourselves, but we're playing to entertain.
Right.
So we'll always make a nice little set list, and we'll always say, here's what we're going to play for the night, guys. And they like to be prepared. And God bless them, they work on transitions where the songs flow from one to the other. And
Yeah.
they
Just
have,
throws it out the window.
and I just go like, yeah. And God bless them, they put up with me for it. So,
And they're still smiling and laughing, so you guys must be
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
something
yeah.
right then. Make it work.
It's expected at this point.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, eh.
We look at the paper and we're like, this ain't gonna mean nothing.
But we always,
It's just a reference to tell us what we know how to play.
we always want
Connect the
we
dots
always want to
there.
play our tunes though, but we love playing covers though, and even even promoters when they tell us like, hey, we want you to play your original material and only your original material, we'll still have to sneak one or two in because just to show like who our influences are. Like we love Tool, we play Tool at almost every show we do because we're a big Tool fans. We love bands like System of a Down. We love bands like Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
I think when you look.
Fighters, we got a couple
Yeah,
Sarah
Foos.
songs.
I think when you listen to Quarter Century Crisis, our record, I mean, you can hear a really big classic rock influence.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
that's like where my heart's at is a lot of those classic rock bands.
Yeah.
Well, and you got the pipes to pull that stuff up too, because I mean
Yeah.
that's the thing is that's always the questions that I go out because I mean coming up in the greats of like David Lee Roth and pick any other guy that came out of the late 70s and 80s,
Showman, all of them.
right? And they could sing their ass off from the Raptors.
Yeah.
And then you got these guys coming into the 90s. It's like, okay, these guys are great. Totally different type of thing. So when you go to see a live band and you're like, okay, they sound amazing on the record. How are they going to do live?
That is a good question. Yeah.
And then you see these guys, like you guys just fucking killing it, man. And I'm going, they have to come into the studio because, as well as I do, when you strip down stuff to an acoustic, that's where you really shine.
Sure.
And
There's
go,
no reverb to muddy things up for
No,
you.
no,
Yeah.
it separates the men from the boys, and it's so cool to see that translate and go, fuck yeah, these guys can own it regardless of what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
So is that what are some of your guys' influences when it comes to music?
First, buddy.
Might have to get a little bit or bring it a little closer.
Honestly, I don't actually know.
A little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
That's how I
I
am.
think the original songs that I started learning how to play drums on were songs with from Bullet for My Valentine and Disturbed. I played Down with the Sickness when I was 12,
Yeah. Yes.
Then it just transitioned to things like Tool and
Nice.
Metallica and
Anyways.
Attempting Tool. I should
Yeah.
say.
And Danny Carey's a madman, dude.
You ain't
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I like all those things. I like you said, Bull from Valentine, Tool. Obviously, my biggest influence is Metallica,
Yeah.
and basically anybody from the Big Four. The Big Four.
Yeah.
I love all of them.
I can't wait for the new Megadeth record to drop because holy shit, man.
I'm going to see Megadeth, to be honest with you.
Dude,
Yeah.
yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think we
Yeah, you
I've
covered.
talked enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you
I like.
covered.
I'm really into like that like 2000s like. I don't want to say like new metal because that makes you think of bands like Limp Bizkit and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
I was really into System of a Down and into Tool and Rage Against the Machine and the
Yeah.
Deftones and guys like that. And then I could listen to classic rock every day of my life. Like
Oh, yeah.
I just everything from like the late '60s really. And then I was into the '80s until it got real hair metally, like, and I mean like real hairy, because I even like Bon Jovi and Def Leppard and stuff. But when it got to
Right.
like Cinderella
Yeah.
and like Winger,
Warrant.
and, like that's
Warrant.
the stuff I don't get down with so much, you know. But love all those classic rock bands. But in my opinion, the late '60s through the '70s and early '80s,
Yeah.
those classic rock bands that recorded all analog and were guitar-based bands
That's
is
the way to do it, man.
some of the best music that's ever been written in the history of the world, and we may not ever get a period of music like that,
Yeah.
probably ever again.
Well, I mean, huge shout out to you guys. The fact that you did all of the recording and mixing and mastering stuff to yourself, because that goes back to that basic part of music where it's a living, breathing thing, and you have to do something physically to get that part down. Like I started doing all the reel to reel and tracking stuff like that. I fucking hated it. So doing comp tracks, I will never go back to doing it the original way again. But like doing it this way, where you've got your automated tracks and you're not doing all this stuff, and it's like, all right, ready? We're gonna do this, and we're gonna have to, put tracks in if we screw it up. But it's all gonna be done as a band together because it's that living, breathing thing.
Well, I can't bullshit you. We like Pro Tools, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to phony baloney anybody. There's some copies and pastes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you
you're
know.
gonna have that,
But it's more so just our deficiency. It was our first time recording.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much that we couldn't play live or we didn't want to play live. It was just that your limits that you're able to record because Dana was literally learning to run Pro Tools for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes just get in the way of you can't just set up mics and mic a band and just cut a record, right?
Right.
You know?
You need a lot of processing power to record like.
Yes, you
5
do.
instruments.
Yeah.
That's why I have all of this.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
love the analog sound. I'm a huge Lenny Kravitz fan. And,
Oh, yeah.
And part of the reason is because he still records to tape.
Yeah.
And I just love the
Same
sound.
thing with Dave
Yeah.
from Foo Fighters, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch that?
The one where they set up in his garage with the recording.
Yeah.
I watched that. That was awesome.
That's cool.
Did you guys watch the Sound City documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Freaking love that. That's great.
Got a couple things over here on YouTube. Well, one thing. My dad's joining in. Says hello, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
My biggest fan.
See, I'm loving this fact because Twitch is blowing up tonight.
All
Lauder
right.
says, sweet that was. So,
Yeah.
great track on
There
that.
you go.
And he also says it's hard to make music weird. Well, you're in the right place.
How to make music weird.
And how's that?
Have you
Nuns
heard the
prostitution
Butthole
ring going?
Surfers? Because they were pretty weird. All right.
Well, and that's the thing
True
is, you
band,
talked
guys.
about Miles Kennedy. Like,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah, we
shit,
talked about that
dude
before the
can
show.
Sing his ass off, man.
World class showman.
Holy shit.
I got turned on to him when I saw him first. I knew he was in Alter Bridge, but I saw him when he opened or when he was playing with Slash.
Yeah.
And that's when you just realized it. Like the guy could do it all, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's nutty. Holy
Crazy.
shit.
The range on him and
First
just.
time I seen him was on Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. There you
Call me Phil.
go.
I got it.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
I don't think I have not seen that.
This guy.
Oh, my
Or-
God.
no.
It's about
Saw
a 80s rock band. Marky Mark's in it, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I
yeah.
love the outtake
Haven't
where they're
watched
doing
it.
good vibrations.
Yeah.
Oh
They're called
god.
Steel Dragon.
Oh, that's great.
And Jennifer Aniston's in it, and she gets like, it's
Oh.
actually, I remember as a kid thinking it was a really great movie, and I watched it again a second time, and I was like, it's still rock and roll, but like not a great film. Like,
I remember that. Like stuff you love as a kid and you go back and you're watching it like
well, you thought it was so cool because
Yeah.
when you're 16, you eat, sleep, and breathe everything rock and roll. So
Right.
every
Right.
rock and roll movie that was ever made was
Yeah.
like the coolest, right? And then you're like, oh man, like probably Jennifer Aniston's like. Most regrettable role or something. Like,
Well, you had like all of these guys from like the 80s and 90s and the rock bands. Like, what was it? Zach Wilde, Jeff
he was in there.
Pilson from, what was
Yeah.
it? Dokken or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bellis Alice from
Michael-
Slaughter.
Michael Starr made a little cameo. in
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Jason Bonham was in there.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, man. So many cool
it. It was
guys.
really cool.
Dawn is checking in too here over on YouTube. We were talking about you earlier a little bit before the show, Dawn, because of Nate. interning on here. So she's saying she's bummed she couldn't make it to the studio tonight, but she's tuning in on YouTube.
Yeah.
So cool. Very cool.
One job.
So when you guys do your writing process, is it just mainly you write the lyrics, or does everybody kind of write songs?
I don't do lyrics.
Don't do lyrics.
That's all.
All him.
Yeah, so I think on this first record, obviously it kind of you hear a lot of that classic rock influence,
Yeah.
and that's because a lot of it came just from me. So I pretty much write the songs, and then what I do is I go over to Diener's place and we'll do a scratch track where I'll sit and just kind of sing and play and kind of. He'll just take a scratch of my voice and maybe me just doing a rhythm guitar track.
Yeah.
And then he takes it and he makes it into a song. He's
cool.
my very gifted friend who's a multi-instrumentalist, and he can
Nice.
play or program pretty much everything, drums, bass, and guitar. And then he gives it back to me as a more like finished product, right?
Oh wow.
Going forward, though, I think I'd like to change that. I think on this next batch of songs that you guys will hear from us in the next year or so, it definitely will be a more of a collaborative effort. Because I listen back to our work now and I realize that you could tell it all came from one brain, which is okay if people like it. But I just think that these guys have matured to a level of musicianship where they're just playing their asses off and doing some really great stuff. And I've cheated us by bypassing them in that process and bringing the songs to the table. So I think for this next batch of songs, we want to make it more of a collaborative effort.
So you're not fired, you're hired still.
I don't think that was intentional. I think that was just like you had all these songs back in your brain for so long.
I still do.
You just had to puke a couple of them out.
I have 50 songs right now, and it's just we just don't have enough hours in a day to record them.
Same.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's if for some reason we were gifted with the ability to just record music all day,
Wouldn't that be great?
I just think dozens.
yeah.
But then would you still love it? Would you still love it if you had to do that every day? Yeah.
Because it's out of your head.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. That
They're
makes
like their
sense.
kids. They're
Yeah.
like they really are.
Yeah.
Even my shitty songs, I still like. They're still my shitty kids.
That's my asshole kid, right?
You
Oh,
little
man.
ungrateful crotch goblin.
Oh man. So what? I mean, go ahead and dote on your songs. What are your favorites that you guys play?
Yeah.
What are your favorite songs of your own?
I mean, like I said, they're all my. I literally wrote them all. They're all my lyrics and my arrangements, and so I dig them all. I mean, that's how could you hate one of your kids, right? I mean, these guys are probably more objective to answer that question, or maybe our friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I love playing all of them too, but
Yeah.
I have more favorites.
Okay.
You know? One of my absolute favorites is a song called Messiahs. It's a new one. We played it at Tuscola Palooza, and it's by far one of the most fun.
It's not
Yeah.
on the internet yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, you guys are gonna have to wait. If you weren't there, you're gonna have to wait now.
If you weren't there, you gotta
Yeah.
see it.
Next show.
Yeah.
Play it live even though it's not online.
So good. Okay, yours.
And then mine's, I don't know, from the first album, I'd probably have to say Gasoline, because that's one of the first songs that me and him ever wrote together.
Yeah.
It's one of the original 3 songs.
Fuck
And,
yeah,
and I
man.
just got to unleash, my limited guitar abilities at the time. And but out of all of them, we got a song called Chains on the new record that's going to be just awesome. It's kind of heavy, but it's also kind of punky. There's
Yeah.
some really melodic guitar parts in it. And it's awesome.
That's cool.
So I'm super excited for that one.
Looking forward to
Us
that.
too. Yeah, for sure.
Die Alone is another one.
Yeah,
So it's just fun to
that's
play.
the underrated one that we always forget about.
Which one is it?
It's called We'll Die Alone.
Okay.
It's on the bonus edition of the
It's on
record.
the bonus.
Yeah. That's awesome. I didn't
But
mean
no,
to
so
like
that's-
put you on the spot there, but
No.
but if you're playing them and you're loving what you're doing, you I would pick out a favorite. I'm sure.
I mean,
I have
you
my
know.
favorites for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. All
But
right.
all I can say is that if anyone out there or peer enjoys the stuff we're doing now, just hold on to your ass, because that really what this first record was, is just us trying to learn to be a band, us trying to learn to write, us trying to learn to record. And I think we always knew that we kind of had the big guns still in the pocket, and we kind of, and I don't want to discredit the record of the songs we're playing now, but I think they were kind of the sacrificial lamb. We're kind of like,
Right.
we know that this isn't going to be a big deal at first, and we know we have a lot to learn. So here's the tunes that we'll do that on. And so I'd like to think that our best work is not behind us. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure. It's that time of the hour time to give some of our shout outs really quick here. So I'm going to start off with Stone Cottage Farms of Mayville. They have goat milk soap, spiced rum packets, Also, the soap koozies to put that in. We
Oh,
do have
shit.
soap. Yeah.
Yes.
We always pass this out here because their first ingredient is love.
You gotta do the hand
We
up here. Hand
absolutely
that out to
love them
those
as well.
gentlemen.
There you go. You guys can
Yeah,
pick
we give
one
away
out of
soap
there.
because it's amazing. So
I know it's probably the weirdest like parting gift to get, but because we love Stone Cottage, we want
yeah,
others
that shit's
others
amazing.
to love.
And like, if you want more of it, just look at the card.
Yeah, they're yeah.
All the sweaty betties.
Right.
Is there any of the coffee cinnamon in there still?
No, I actually got to get
Oh.
more of that. So
One
yeah.
of my favorites is the coffee cinnamon. You guys can also pick up your soap either at the Flint Farmers Market where they're at. I don't know the days for them, but they are out there with the bread and everything else that they do. The farm is amazing. They also have milk shares, cheese, goats for sale, turkeys, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Very cool place. I actually learned how to cry farm there, but that was another story for another day. And you guys can go onto their Etsy store at etsy.com/shop Stone Cottage Farm Soap. And you can see all the different scents that they have available there.
Yeah. And also, you have Dragonfly Boutique at the farmers markets.
Yeah.
Let them know about that.
Oh, okay. So I've been recycling, upscaling jewelry, making stuff out of circuit boards and watches, eyeglass lenses, all that fun stuff. And I have been enjoying that a lot. I have memory lenses, keys, and the watches. If you guys have a piece from a loved one, you can bring it to me and I will customize, make you a piece. So yeah, I've been up at the Carroll Farmers Market, and I was lucky enough to be out at Tuscaloosa to do that event.
So much fun out
It
there.
was a lot of fun. And now I have guitar pick items and music items as well that I had made for the event.
Yeah.
And those are going over well. So thank you. Thank you for having me shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the last two that we have here.
Are we doing this shout out too?
Oh, yeah, I got to do that. Well, here, I'm going to give that to you so you can
Okay, so down from my booth at Tuscaloosa was
go 2 doors down.
2 doors down. Buns and Roses. They have tea, beard oil,
Yes.
pumpkin coffee scrub, which I
Righteous
got.
beard.
They were really cool people. Readings and different things that they were doing out
And
there.
a Tibetan singing bowl, which is amazing.
Oh, that was killing me, man. Killing me. It wasn't as bad as at the Gypsy Goddess Festival or
That was
like
amazing.
those things. I feel like you have something going on. I had a situation with my adrenal gland. There was a lady next to me doing that. And I was like, oh, I felt like I got shot in the gut. So yeah, I was lucky it wasn't happening there. But really cool. They're out of Kingston.
Yeah.
I can't see any information there. But
You can
Buns and
find them on
Roses, they're on Facebook.
Yeah.
They make their teas and all that stuff. So go check them out. Zero waste kind of they got going on.
Teas are freaking awesome.
There goes the cameras again. All right, it's your
Yeah,
turn.
Black oolong tea, Black Dragon oolong tea, which is amazing. So
Shout out
mine,
them.
yes. I'm going. Why is it going back to? There it is. Shout out to the Harvest Your Craft on Facebook.
Harvest
which
Your
is amazing.
Craft, yeah.
They have this really cool thing going on right now, and it's going to go on indefinitely. It's called Milkshake Roulette. So if you like milkshakes, I do. I'm a fat kid. All day long.
Oh my God.
You can get a milkshake.
Which is good for your next intro.
I know, right? But no, you order a milkshake. They put a bunch of flavors in it. You have to guess what it is. And if you guess what it is, you get 10% off your next purchase. Which, this
Yeah,
guy.
right. So that's Don't Make This Weird Russian
Yeah.
roulette. No,
Russian roulette.
no, that's not what that is. Shake
Put the
roulette.
vanilla in the chamber.
Don't make this weird. All right. No. Don't let me talk anymore. Just go back to what
it's
you're doing.
sponsored by Don't Make This Weird. So yeah, and we share this on Facebook all the time. So go check
I'm
it out.
firing
Support
myself.
local. Like they have more than just milkshakes. They have coffee. They have tea. They have incredible sandwiches and wraps. And they all-
Gluten-free stuff, too.
Gluten-free stuff. So they don't have
plug
any
that.
more of that kombucha shit. They just taste like dead homeless
Kombucha.
person's asshole.
Oh God.
So
We're not making friends today, are we? I'm gonna get hate mail again because
that's
you.
right. How do you know what a dead homeless person asshole
I
tastes
don't-
like?
I don't know.
want to know.
I don't know. I'm gonna get hate
Anyway,
mail.
so starting that process of my health journey, I invited Heather along to have fun with me going, hey, we can probably figure out what's going on with us. We went to Shelson's Natural Health at 21 North Almer Street, Carroll, Michigan, 48723. Dr. Matthew J. Shelson And I have to laugh because Heather was like, "Oh, you weren't joking. It's PhD, elemental P.
You gave me the card last time, and I was like, "Oh, there really is a lot of letters after his name." So
No shit, like seriously.
yeah, truthful.
But if you want to start your health journey and do it homeopathically or holistically, you can reach them at 855-672-2600. Now, if you don't like male doctors, because, well, you know, it's really weird when you go to a doctor and they're like, hey, we're going to have to do a rectal exam. And then you feel your hands on your hips and you're like, wait a minute, what's that?
What is going on
So,
here?
yeah. That's why I like female doctors.
Cut off.
Right.
Like you're supposed to be doing good for these
I
businesses.
am doing
Stop
it.
it.
Like it wasn't Dr. Matt. So I'm just saying my favorite doctor is Dr. Katie Gremmel. She's amazing. But yeah,
Good segue, man. Good segue.
Shelson's Natural Health. She's also there, and you can reach her at 855-672-2600. Yeeted across the studio.
It's not my hand.
So yeah,
That's what the doctor said.
start your health journey because what do you got to lose but your
Yeah.
health?
I mean, that's how I ended up getting this coffee mug because I talked about going in there and writing on my paperwork Hot Mess Express.
That's right.
So yeah, that's the truth. So if you guys want to, go ahead and check that out. They are in Caro, but you don't have to be in Caro to be treated by them. They see people all over the world. Oh boy.
Yes, they do.
Hate
All
mail
right.
starting already.
Oh my god, I love this. Okay, so Vanna says tonight, Gasoline and Messiahs are my favorite to play.
Yeah.
Louder says Flaming Lips. Yeah. Louder also says you guys are really cool. Keep doing your thing.
Awesome.
And Blackjack Attacks says, does their milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard?
Possibly.
Well, my milkshakes do, so I don't want to.
Gosh. They're like, no, put it away.
How about no one wants to see, Tommy boy run around going, Tommy want wangy.
Oh, God. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight and listening to that part of it. But let's get back to our guest.
Yes, can we have another song?
Yeah, there we go. Let's.
Yeah, we sure can.
Done making an ass
He's
of
like,
myself.
maybe if I don't exit right now, I'm
Heather,
out.
what the fuck did you get me in the studio for?
Yeah. It's not my first time doing that.
No, that's what they're saying.
Temple?
You can't shut the acoustics up.
Yeah.
Might as well.
We'll play Temple. This is another tune off the Quarter Century Crisis record.
Close enough, right?
For rock and roll. You want to count us off, big dog?
So captivated by the spirits in your eyes, your presence here is like a god. The way you move me is like religion. To your holy church I will die. Please take me now. Lead me to your temple. You're so beautiful, it's like a dream. I'll bow to your altar. You're the queen of all the obscene. You have my heart. Sweet angel, hear my prayer. Repent from ignorance. Please fill me with your fire. Hear my confession. Earthly desires. Take my dignity and my pride as sacrifice. Lead me to your temple. You're so beautiful, it's like a dream. I'll bow to your altar. You're the queen of all the obscene. You have my heart. Oh, oh, oh. You have my heart. You have my heart. You have my heart. Please take my lead me to your temple. You're so beautiful. It's like a dream. I'll bow to your altar. You're the queen of all the obscene. You have my heart. You have my heart.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Of course.
That sounds awesome.
That was cool. Very cool, guys. Rock and roll, love song still, like, that's killer. That was awesome. I think I have to say that was probably one of my favorite ones that you guys did
Thank you.
out there. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I liked all of them. I wish I could have been up there more for the whole show, but
Well, it just gives you an excuse to come hang out with us
for
again.
sure, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to, and you guys should too. We're gonna go ahead and plug
Yeah.
those again. I'm not gonna put you on the spot again. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I know that our listeners that are listening definitely want to make sure they make it to those shows.
100%.
So don't forget, guys, you can check out on Facebook. Go like them. Go share everything that you guys can. Get to their shows.
Yes, go support local.
We still have a little bit more to go.
Yeah.
We're just a little bit more out. A little bit more to go.
That's what we do.
It's been a long day for me. I started like at 5 in the morning. So I'm just like, I'm starting to get, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm going to go play Elf at
5
Bronner's.
a.m. comes really early.
It does. It really, really does. But before you guys go again, if you guys don't mind playing another one, we'll talk a little bit more. But is there another one that you guys can play?
No, we
before
certainly
go?
could. Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's horrible to ask musicians to play, I'm sure. But
Dick move banner.
I know. I know. Actually, I'm just like, okay, you guys got this. Guys, play us out, boys.
So we
Nah.
let's do my beautiful bride song. So my beautiful bride, her name is Brandy.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you guys if you had any shout outs. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Brandy and I got married in October, and as rightfully so as any wife of any musician would say, you know, when we got married, no, just normal MP3 to walk down the
course.
aisle was going to do, right? So,
Yeah.
and truth be told, I'd had this song in the pocket for a little while, and like I said, it was just one of those things, just not enough hours a day to get recorded. So she's like, I want a song for our wedding, and so.
Right.
I got with Dina and we recorded it in secret, incognito. No one had heard it until the rehearsal dinner the night before, and we put earplugs in her so she couldn't hear it. And then the first time she actually heard it was the day of the wedding. So
Oh, wow.
Nice.
it's actually just now online, so we actually haven't had a chance to plug it on social media or anything because we've been so busy doing shows. And when we do shows, shout out to the promoters out there who maybe listen to your podcast or whatever. Like, we really try to bust hump to get people to your venues. Like, we'll annoy the shit out of all of our friends and relatives. And if you book us, know that, you know, we understand the marketing aspect of it. It's about putting butts in the chairs and slinging drinks. And so we really, so that's really been our main focus because we've been playing so much is just to promote the shows that we're doing. But
Absolutely.
On the bonus edition that we did release, we did put this track on there so you can hear it. And it's called Love Grows Strong.
Nice.
She crossed the seas to talk with me. Travel the world to give her a smile. Just how lucky can one man be? That on this day she'd be my wife. 10 years ago, who would have known that this could be forever? Now here we stand, still going strong, feeling better than ever. Love grows strong. Our love grows strong. With her the peace will always be. An iron born forged by the fires. Her love means everything to me. Simple and pure, just like a child. Please take my hand, let's walk this path with yours in mind forever. Just where it leads, well, I don't know, but we'll face it together. Our love grows strong. Our love grows strong. Our love grows strong. Our love grows strong. She'd cross the seas to talk with me. Travel the world to give her a smile.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
that's good stuff right there.
Well, you definitely delivered after she asked you to write that song for her. That's cool.
Well, it was a long time coming. She was
Yeah.
a very patient woman. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Wow. So she got to actually, that's the first time she heard it when she walked down the aisle.
Correct.
So you're up there, were you playing or did you have this recorded?
Yeah, so we recorded it. So we incognito
Okay.
when she works night shift at a bar, brewery, and so when she was off to work, we would get together and we would record it when she wasn't around, right?
Yeah.
And then we cut the MP3, and then during the rehearsal dinner, like we plugged her ears and stuff.
Yeah.
And so.
Oh, cool.
Heck yeah.
And
Very
then
cool.
and she actually, because you have so many, there's so much wedding nerves, right?
Yes.
And so like I think like when we actually played it, like she didn't actually hear it type thing. And you only have so much time. You walk down the aisle, you get 30 seconds of it or whatever.
Right.
I remember we we kind of did a COVID honeymoon. We couldn't really go on a real honeymoon because he couldn't travel.
Yeah.
But we pieced out and went to the UP and just saw some of the fall colors afterwards. And then I played it for her on the first time on the way up. And it was I did it when she was driving. And
Yeah.
I think we almost were gonna die because like waterworks, right? You know,
Yeah,
like,
you can't see when that's happening.
That's when she actually heard it. Was we were driving up to spend a week in the UP, and then she's like, I want to hear the song or whatever, and I'm like, I think I should drive. Like,
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure like part of that walking down the aisle is don't trip. Everybody's
Yeah.
watching, don't trip. Like,
I mean, you know, anybody who's married knows that whole day is just a blur, right?
Oh, for sure.
And the things that you think that you, not that you don't appreciate everything and not everything is beautiful, but like
Right.
there's some things that just escape you because you're just in squirrel mode. Right?
Yeah.
You're
Mm-hmm.
just,
too much going on.
Yeah,
for
100%.
sure. Oh man, that's cool. That's very cool. So now she knows like that's my song.
Now she knows. Oh, and she's not shy. So when she doesn't come to every gig, but when she does come to the shows, if we don't play it after so long, she lets us know.
Yeah.
You know, hey, when are you guys gonna play my song?
Right.
So lots of support though from your ladies.
100%.
Yeah.
And God bless them because we all work day jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And we all go out and pretend to be rock stars on the weekends, and less patient women wouldn't put up with our nonsense. So
So huge shout outs to
I
them.
love you, Brandy, and I know shout and Cody with Desi and Colton with Amanda and so on and so forth. They're
Awesome.
They're very supportive, and we appreciate them.
That's cool. Very cool. Any other shout outs that you guys want to give before we wrap up the show?
I just to Terry with Infamous Quick for getting us hooked up with you guys and for getting us hooked up with the whole Disco Palooza thing.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Amen.
Very
Super
cool.
Awesome, super awesome girl.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we love
Yeah.
Terry.
For sure.
She's
She-
amazing.
Yep. All that thing, putting that whole thing together, doing it for a good cause. I mean, they work hard.
Terry's just a
get
rock
that
star
done.
all around.
Yeah, her and Eric too.
Yeah.
I don't know who was all on the board there for it, but
I didn't know what to expect
Wow.
from their band. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And they're my wife's new favorite band.
oh, for
yeah.
sure.
I think her exact words were, "You guys ain't shit bitches."
That sounds about right.
She's like, after I saw them, like
Yeah.
she's like, why don't you guys rock like them? And of course, because Terry belts out all like the power girl rock.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
she's got a voice that doesn't fucking quit,
Not
right?
only that, dude.
Holy shit.
Every girl who's ever wanted Dawn a rock guitar,
Oh, yeah.
they played every one of those covers. Man.
Yeah.
Like every single one.
Yes, they
You know?
did.
And,
They were playing to us for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I want to be her when I grow up.
Yeah,
I
man.
walked in the studio the next day with like hair that matched hers. I was like, look at me. I'm so cool.
Well, Heather threw out when she came into the studio for the podcast and whatnot. She's like, so I have two spirit animals. One's Stevie Nicks and the other one's you.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Yeah, she really did. She got up there and was like, all right, I'm just going to blow your face off right now. It's like, all
But
right,
that's
do it.
Terry at every show
Yeah.
they do. Like, even when they're out at the Summer Rocks Fest before they did Tuscaloosa, like Terry would just step on stage and just fucking own it. And I'm like,
Super tight band.
yeah. Oh, God.
Their rhythm section, a lot. I mean, your casual listener doesn't realize how important a properly synced bass player and drummer are.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
And
those-
Eric's always been tight, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And it
dude.
makes,
Greg kicks ass.
and not that the
Right.
singers, and not that the singers aren't good, but like if you sing over top of a lousy rhythm section,
Yeah.
like it just doesn't sound as good,
Yeah.
right?
No.
You know what I mean? And no, props to those guys. They were really, really cool. One of the sets I enjoyed probably the most out of the day as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you guys did not make it out to Tuscaloosa, you lose. That's all I
Yeah.
got to say because it was incredible.
Yep.
Is
a lot of
is
fun.
it annually always that weekend? Is it always the same?
I don't know if it's always the same weekend, but that you might want to check into that.
Well, because
Yeah.
some of us here book things a year in advance, and maybe we
Yeah.
won't go next year.
Uh oh. We're like, sorry.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
You're just like, please don't get married. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Sorry. Yeah. So if you guys didn't make it out, though, they will be, as long as everything keeps going, they'll have it again next year. You'll have your chance to go. It just gets bigger every year. Huge shout out to the Flint Santa. We were talking about that before. Up there for every band dancing, like even he'd go away for a minute to go get a drink and he'd be right back up there.
You sent
Like,
us photos the very next day. Hey,
Yeah.
loved your set. Here's some shots I got, and just a real
Very
thoughtful
cool.
guy.
Hell
yeah. Very cool guy. We're
Doug
giving
is
it
his
out there.
name? Yes,
What's that?
I think it's Doug.
Doug, yep. Doug McTaggart. Yep. Flint Santa. Very cool guy. Chris, like we said, Chris was like, nobody else is getting their tickets worth other than this guy. Like, he is totally.
He reminds me of the
Getting it.
DTE guy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ran into him last night when I was at Dave Matthews, the guy that wears the suspenders and rocks.
Oh
out.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Doug reminds me of him. He's like the spirit animal of the show.
No shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the pictures, like he took some really great pictures too. I was like, wow, all right, man, you got the whole thing going.
Here we go.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Louder says, excellent show, y'all. Jack attacks.
just
He's
Brian.
laughing. Yeah. Also says, awesome job, guys. Woot woot, Flint Santa, love that man. Vanna says, Doug McTaggart is a local treasure and heavy
Yes.
metal Santa.
Yeah, there you go. It was funny because I walked up to him. I had a guitar pick necklace.
Yeah.
And it was like on a red cord, a black guitar pick. I'm like, I got this for you. He's like, for me? Like he was just like doing this, and so you like got down on his knees so I could put it on him for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just realized this is not gonna be, your beard's gonna cover it up.
Right.
He's like, just put it over my beard. I was like, all right. And he's like, thank you.
Hey,
Like,
if
aw.
ZZ Top, after
was so
50
nice.
years of being in a band together, can go through and go, okay, so does the beard go over the blanket or under the blanket? Fucking
Right.
Flint Santa's the same way.
Yeah,
Just put
there
it
you
over
go.
the beard. We're
Just put
good.
it over the beard. Great, dude. Great show, you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. We
Oh, thank you.
appreciate
Yes,
it.
thank you so much.
Anytime you have something going on, we will gladly direct all of the listeners over to you guys.
Yes.
Go check them out. If you like what you hear tonight, you've heard tonight, you'll definitely love them live. So please get in touch. Go get a shirt. Go
Support
support.
local.
Go
Just come
support.
hang out. We don't even. I mean, it's cool if you want to buy stuff from us,
Well,
but
yeah. I mean, I can say
Come hang
this.
out.
Like, you guys don't have to, but I'm like, go do it.
yeah.
Just
Go
do
buy
it.
their shit because that's what
Yeah.
helps put bread on their table.
Yeah,
Support
for sure.
local.
For sure. You're so well versed.
That's right.
All right. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming and joining us. We love what you guys are doing. Keep doing it. Keep kicking ass for
Cheers.
sure. So, all right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're thankful that you were here tonight,
Yes.
joining us on YouTube, on Twitch. If you didn't catch the whole show, you can go back and either watch it archived on both of those channels
Yep.
or on solidstateradio.net or Facebook. Share, and get the word out there. We appreciate it very much. All right, guys. Have a good night. You got anything before we close up?
Punch the like button in the mouth. You know, it's kind of like a porno / domestic violence charge. So I guess
You are the reason that the title is "Don't Make Me Scared." All right, guys. Well, I can't even go anywhere from
I
that
don't know
one.
what to do with that.
Remember, guys, keep it weird, but not like Tony.
Hell yeah.
Hey, cool. I got to piss like a Russian racehorse. And Ham had to for like a half.